Hello guys, this is Anton man, and I am making this video because I'm very bored in this lockdown and I wanted to make something good. So this video is gonna cover what are APIs and how to use them. This video is no way the complete explanation of APIs and probably won't make you much aware of it, but this is made with an intention of explaining APIs in a very easy way because nowadays we come across these terms and get very overwhelmed like, oh my God, what on earth is this and how am I going to learn how to use this? API was one such term for me and it seemed pretty cool, but at the time I was not sure if I could learn how it works. So here it is. I will try to make it quick and short and hope you like it. Okay, so API is the acronym for Application Programming Interface, which is a software intermediary that allows two applications to talk to each other. So in a layman's term, actually, when we are checking weather on our phone is not actually calculating or collecting the data of all the places of Earth and then showing us the weather of some place we are searching for. But actually, it's sending a query to an external machine which is doing the work, and it is just returning us the data we are searching for. So we will use this example where you are in a restaurant and you are given a menu card from which you can choose as many dishes as you can. But you are not actually gonna cook the dishes, right? You are just gonna choose them, and a waiter will come and take your request. So after taking your request, the waiter will go to the kitchen and place the request, and the kitchen will make the dishes for you, and the waiter will again pick up the dishes from the kitchen and serve it to you. Here, you are the machine or you are your part of client server and the kitchen is the server or machine of the API. And API here is the waiter. So you are placing some query and the waiter is just taking your query, going to the kitchen, picking up the dishes that you queried for and returning it to you. But you actually don't know how the dishes are cooked, and neither do you care because you are just here to eat. Why will you do all the task of cooking the dishes? So, in this situation, we will use an API. So, API, so we can say that API is kind of a service and it is taking a query and returning us some data based on that query, right? So here we can see that our application or our web page, which is on the client side, will be interacting with the web service of the API and it will return us some data based on our query, right? So there should be some file format in which the data will be returned to us. So we'll be using JSON. JSON is the standard format. So JSON is JavaScript object notation and it is an open standard file format and data interchange format that uses human readable text to store and transmit data objects. And it generally consists of attribute and value pairs and array data types. And we will see some examples. So we can see that there are key and value pairs. Suppose we query for the weather of a certain place with our API call and it will return us some JSON, right? So the contents of the JSON can be like temperature equal to 281 Fahrenheit, feels like 278 Fahrenheit and stuff. And we can pick the data or we can select the data from the JSON using these keys. So we are in the browser and we are going to search for weather API and we will click on the first result that comes up. So here we can see there are different kinds of APIs this website offers and we will go to the current weather data. We can see how we will make calls to our API. So this is a sample URL and we can see this is the link. So if you click it, we can see how what data it will return, right? So generally, when we make the query, it is going to return something like this, which is not at all human readable, right? Because there are no spaces, no tabs, no indentation. So I've managed just a Chrome extension which reads as JSON formatter and it automatically formats the JSON when you open it. So this is the parse format and we can see what our weather API gives us. So this is the main JSON which contains of 12 binary items and the first item is the coordinate of the location we are searching for. So the second element is weather, and we can see that this is an array. Though it contains only one element, but it is an array. And while querying, we have to write weather in square brackets 0 because this is the first element of our array, right? And in the first element of our array, we can see some key value pairs like ID and the main weather, which is drizzle in London because we are querying for London. And description is light intensity drizzle. Okay, so now I want to explain you that what we are going to actually make to understand how API works. So it will be very simple. So we will make a basic web page, and let me make the layout first, and we will do nothing. We will first take a Jumbotron here, and we will be using Bootstrap. Using Bootstrap, we will make a form here, which will take our input, and then we will have a button here. So what will this button do is that we'll input some city name in this form input, and we will show the result, the weather of the city, and some other stuff regarding the weather, like if it's raining and the temperature and the name of the city that is being typed here. And if we use the submit button, the results, the temperature, the weather will be shown below this. So this will be the basic template. Okay, so we are in VS Code now, and we will quickly make our index.html and another file which is script.javascript, which we'll use for writing out script. In our index.html, since we will be using Bootstrap, we are going to head over to our browser and get the Bootstrap template. So here we can take our starter template from here. We are going to quickly copy this and go to our text editor and paste this. One thing just we will change that here we are including Slim jQuery, which does not permit us to use Ajax because jQuery has removed Ajax from the Slim version. So we will have to use the minified version. So we are here in the jQuery documentation, and we will take the minified version of jQuery, and I will give a link in the description of this website if you can't find yourself. So we'll quickly copy it, and we will edit this script with our version of jQuery and hit save. So we will change the title, make it demo YouTube, and the h1 tag will be suppose weather API. Okay, so now we are going to add our JavaScript file using script tag and adding src equal to script.js, and we'll hit save. And we will make a form in this index.html. So we will first make a div, and inside that div we will make another div which will be our container. So this div, we will give this a class of Jumbotron, and bg secondary, and this div we will give a class of container to get some margin, and inside this we will have our h1 tag. So we'll quickly paste this and hit save and go to our browser, and we can see that we have this. So now we will create a form in which we will take the inputs. So we have created a form, and inside this we will make another div which we will use as a form group. These are Bootstrap classes actually. You will get to know about this in the documentation. So first we will give a label to our input field. Label this will be the city name, and in the next line we are going to take our input, and we will give this a type text because we are going to take a text input, and we are going to give this a class, a bootstrap class of form control. And since we will have to fetch the data from this input, we will give this an ID, which will be city, and a placeholder for further reference and user friendly, so that people know what to type inside when they head over to our site. So example London. And after that, we will have a small tag inside which we will write, please enter the city name for weather info. And that's it, we are done. We're gonna give this small tag some classes. Class form text, and we're gonna make a button of type submit. And since we are using bootstrap, we can give this a class like btn primary, and we will write submit inside the button and hit save and go to our browser and reload, and we can see that we have this. Actually, I forgot to add the btn class, so that's why it didn't show the bootstrap button. So now we have it. We can add some margin on top of the button. So margin top 3, hit save, and here we have added some margin here. So now we will head over to writing the script, which will actually, if we write something here, suppose London, then while we enter or submit this form, there should be something happening, right, with the JavaScript. So we will head over to write that. Okay, so before we jump to our script, I will like to explain a few things which will actually make you understand the code better, and while I walk you through the code. So suppose we have this form which we have made using HTML, and this is the server. Like if we are requesting for the weather using the API, then there must be a computer which is actually collecting all the data and sending us the JSON, right? So our code or our script will have mainly three parts. Okay, so the first part will be detecting when we are clicking this form, right? When we are submitting this form, because we are not sending the data when the form is empty or without us clicking. We only want to send the data by the API when we are clicking the form. So we will use an event listener using jQuery, on which on submitting this form, we will trigger a function which will send the data to the API. So our first step will be adding an event listener to the form, that when we are submitting, then call a function. Our second step will be writing the function, and in that function, we will send a call to the API. We will send a call to the API and send the data of the input, right? Whatever is in this input field, we will send the data to the API, making a query that send me all the weather data of the city, London. And the third part will be receiving the data. This external computer or server is sending us a JSON, right? So we have to receive the JSON, parse it, and extract the data from it. And then we will have to display the user something, right? So in below, in our web page, we will display the temperature and stuff. So we will have to write in the document something, right? So the third step will be write data. So I think now we are okay, and we will go to our script. So there are mainly three things. One, we have to identify the click. Second, we have to make a call. Whatever is in the input, we have to send the data to the external server. And third, we have to take the JSON, parse it, and we have to show the data to our user by changing something in our front end, right? So let's go. As we have discussed earlier, we will start writing our script now. So first, we will have to add an event listener to our form. So we will first select our document. Now we will have to select our form using an ID, but since we have not given any ID to our form, we will go to our form and quickly give it an ID, that is form submit, hit save, and then come back here and we will select it by its ID. This is an event listener that when we submit the form, this action will be triggered. And when we submit the form, we want to call a function named perform search. So now we will write our function perform search below. And this will be the second step as we discussed earlier. We will write perform search and we will pass the event as a parameter here. Since when we submit a form, but the default action is either it reloads or goes to a certain path that is mentioned. We do not want that. We only want to display the result in this page only. So we will prevent the default. Okay, now we will have to make an asynchronous call. Asynchronous call means that when we are displaying this page, we don't want to move from this page, but asynchronously, we will make a request to our API and we will fetch the data and show it in this page only. So we will use Ajax of jQuery. The full form of Ajax is asynchronous JavaScript and XML. The call we will make to the URL will be that of the API. So we will head over to our browser. We are here in the documentation page of our API and we can see the sample API calls here. We can see that this part is common, right? This part won't change. So we will copy this. This is the base URL. And after that, this queue is our query, which we will dynamically change according to our input. So this is our URL. Here in script, we'll give single quotes and paste the URL and give a comma because this is not the only thing that we are going to pass in our query. There will be other parameters like type, queue. We will have to give the value of our input. So to select the value of our input, we also have to give an ID to our input tag. So we have already given this an ID named city. So using that ID, we will select the value of the form or select the value of the input. The next key value pair will be my app ID or the API ID that I have got after registering. So you will have this once you log in. So the third parameter that we are going to pass is units, and you can find this in the website documentation. But if we give it metric, then it will return us temperature in metric units like Celsius. Otherwise, it will return us the temperature in Fahrenheit, which I don't want. So after sending this request, we also have to catch this in a object, right? Because otherwise, how will we know that it has succeeded or failed? So we will capture this in a object called request, and we will also have to declare it above somewhere. And then we will have to check if our request is done. So there is a method, and when this is done, we will have to perform a function, and then we will call our format search function or the third part that we discussed earlier. Okay, so now we will write our third function, that is format search, and we will take that response as a parameter and it will be a JSON object. So we will name our parameter JSON object. And now our task is to catch or select the values that we are going to show in our web page, right? So here I will show the main weather of the city name, which is here, and also the temperature of the city, which will be in Celsius in our case because we have passed the unit metric here. So we will first store the values in a variable. So this whole thing is our JSON object. We will quickly declare a variable called city name, in which we will store our city name. JSON object dot name, because this is the key name, and we will get London here. Then in the next line, we will also declare another variable that will be city underscore weather, and inside that we will store our JSON object dot weather. We are gonna display this. So inside JSON object, we will select weather, and since weather, I already told that weather is an array, so this is the first element of the array, so it will be weather square bracket 0, and inside this first element of the array we are gonna select the main key, and so we will get drizzle, and this is a sample call of the API. You can find this in the website itself. And the third variable will be city temperature. So we are just storing these inside variables so we can display them later on, which we'll see in few minutes. After that, the temperature is here, right? So inside main, so JSON object dot main dot temp. Okay, so we got our variables and we got the data that we are gonna show. So I'm gonna close my browser and go full screen, and I'm gonna split my screen. So to display these values or our data in the front end, we will have to have some type of tag for that, right? Where we will place the values. So we will have some empty paragraphs, which will not be shown because we don't have any data when we first query for it. But after we search for the data, we will put values inside these empty paragraphs and show the value. So I have already made two paragraphs, namely the city name, and given them some IDs like city name and city temperature. We'll need another paragraph, which I will make quickly, and give it an ID that will be city weather, right? Because we are also going to show the weather. Hit save, and we will quickly jump to here, and then we will select. This is DOM selector, this dollar sign. Then after that, we will give quotes and select the IDs of the paragraphs, right? So first we will select city name, because first we will show the city name dot text, because we are going to change the text inside that, and inside this we are going to pass our city name. So city name is already declared and we have the value, so it will just pass the value here. After that, we are quickly going to copy this two more time, and here it will be weather, and here also it will be city weather, and here it will be city temp, because this will be the city temperature, right? So this will be city temperature, and we'll also like to show C beside this, so to denote that this is the temperature in centigrade, so we will plus, and we will write a string Celsius and hit save. Okay, so now we are gonna open this with the live server, and we're gonna test. Suppose we are writing London, then it should give us something. So this is our output, and you can see the city is London, the weather is clouds, and the temperature is 28.74 Celsius, and we are done. Also, I would like to say something, that when I wrote this URL, I forgot to mention HTTPS colon slash slash, which will give us some error, and it will not show us the data because we aren't able to reach the API. So be sure to write it. I forgot to write this part, and I will upload this code in the GitHub, and you can have a look at that. Also, I will be adding some extra features like a small preloader and an icon also, icon of the, if the weather is cloudy it will be shown clouds. I hope you liked my video, and if you want some more tutorials on small things like Bootstrap, you can comment down below. I will try to make them, and thanks for watching.